Yo guys, what is going on? Blossom is back and welcome back to their episode of Top Drives. And it's been a while, man. Another episode of Garage Review. Yes, it is back. And today we're doing a very special garage. As you can see over here, we got a bit of a, I know what everyone is going to say already, whale. But yeah, we got a big garage up in here today, okay? In this, we're going to be seeing 2,589 cars out of a 2,924 car garage. Now, we're only going to see the locked cars. So this is more of a garage showcase than more of a garage review, because the owner of this garage already knows what he's doing, you know? So that's why it's only showing the locked cars, because cars that are unlocked are already going to be 100% fuse material for him. So straight off the bat, 57,000 trophies over here, 311 commons, 422 uncommons, 467 rares, 466 super rares. Literally, ultra rare and below, there's no number smaller than 400, because commons, they bring no value to me, so I don't even count whatever the common number is, okay? But 422, 467, 466, and 475 ultra rares. He also has 323 epics. That is about, I think, at least 70 or 80 more epics than I have, and 125 legendaries. Now, for those of you that don't know, the garage that we are showcasing slash reviewing today belongs to the Soup Man. I think you'd be a little bit annoyed at this point if I keep calling the Soup Man, but you guys know him, man. He's been in a lot of my streams, known as Birdie. This is indeed Birdie's garage, and surprisingly, I feel like this is the first time I've seen it in a very long time, especially in the state. Now, one thing I want to let you guys know as we go through all the comments, because I'll tell you right off the bat, I have nothing to say about the comments, okay? Literally, common meta nowadays is just this. Get Blossom Choice. If, you know, ever there's like clubs, commons, and you want to compete, the Blossom Choices will get you through. You'll make a decent amount of, you know, money from that, right? You'll get the bread, right? But really, the common meta is you get the Blossom Choice cards because they're the best ones. I need to update them, though, because PL, we've had 2 updates since, in quick fire fashion. And then you basically just collect commons and special challenges. So if a common is Christmas collection, you go get that. You basically just get what Hutch tells you to get. Outside of that, commons very useless. They're not going to win you any tri-series, nothing. They're not going to win you any qualifier, any prelims, any final, any GT series, none of that. Very useless rarity. It's really just if you're a collector, and that's exactly what Birdie is. Birdie is a collector, and that's why we're going to be looking at his comments and not saying too much. We're just going to, you know, pay attention to the collection. If you want to pause the video at any time, pause the video of a video, because this is a YouTube video. I am not in the account, Hutch, okay? I know you're not allowed to do that anymore, but if you want to pause the video at any time, you can tell that he's definitely a collector. Not much of a club player. I've seen him in clubs a couple times. He is Legacy, I believe, but he doesn't play clubs too much, as you can tell, because there are a lot of key cards in here where he only has one of, and he has a lot of unique cars that a lot of people will not really collect unless you are a collector. So if you are interested, there are also some pretty new, you know, PL 16 cars in here. Like I said, this update, this garage that you're gonna see here is before PL 17. This was given to me December 14th, so about 6 days ago. And yeah, that's actually kind of crazy. I think it was sent on the day. Was it sent on the day when the update dropped? I feel like there's no way that PL 17 has only been around for 6 days, right? But yeah, okay. This is the one card that I want to add, right? This Fiat Punto Sporting. You see this car over here? I mean, nothing to say about it in terms of Birdie's case. Like, he has the car. What I'm saying is, you know, for you guys watching, collect the Fiat Punto. This car is very strong. Medium ground clearance. It's very light. Handles very well. It's going to low 0 to 60. It's a very strong car in your collection. Definitely going to add it to the new Blossom Choice when I release that. But yeah, now we move on to uncommons. I do have a little bit of notes for the uncommons. The first thing that we're going to see is the alpha. Now, one thing I love about this garage, and I feel like it's kind of like the thing with you know, more veteran players now, and that is, you know, it's maxed or nothing, because people get it. You know, when you play in the upper brackets, right, when you want to fight for the higher tiers, there's really no point running a 2-star car or a 1-star car. The only time I've ever seen a 2-star car been used was in like a Hutch challenge, you know what I mean, like in a challenge that Hutch created, where it deliberately tells you that you need like 5 fuses or 4+ fuses. That's it. Outside of that, like, it's very rare because everyone will always try and push everyone else to the limit in a tri-series bracket, and the limit is a maxed out car in the right tune. So yeah, a lot of cars that you see in this garage is either going to be maxed or nothing. It's been a rule. I mean, it's been a long time since I've done a garage review, so maybe some of you guys may have never heard me say this before, but maxed or nothing, that is the way to go. I either max a car or I don't even use it at all. Now if you are a lower tier, like if you're a newer player, then yeah, maybe 1-starring your epics would be decent. It will be a game changer for you if you're just starting out. But let's say that you're an intermediate player or you're an advanced player, 1-starring epics or 1-starring every epic you get becomes more and more obsolete. It's just useless at that point. So the first thing I want to talk about right here is this alpha. I don't know how far down the line it is for you, Birdie, for you to max the alpha, but get it done as soon as you possibly can. The car is so damn good. You know, it's an incredibly lightweight car, and you get 86 handling out of 20 RQ. So definitely I would go 969 on that one as well. The next thing we're going to see over here is this RQ21 Nissan EXA. Ain't too bad as well. It has low ground clearance, but because of that, it has, you know, not overinflated stats, right? It has so-so handling, a relatively low 0 to 60 for an RQ21. I know you don't play clubs a lot, but when it comes to Japanese clubs or uncommon ×5, this is a car that I like to use to save me a lot of RQ and only lose by 50. So it's a pretty decent car, I would say, in terms of just like being a bargain, but if you don't play a lot of clubs, then it won't bring a lot of value to you anyway. And then the next one I want to talk about, I believe, is an RQ22, which is basically a better version of the Dodge Daytona. Now the Dodge Daytona was an ex-Blossom choice, but obviously JPT came around and introduced this one right here, the Nissan Sunny Turbo, which is a slightly better version of the Dodge Daytona. Both medium ground clearance, is just lighter, just a slightly better car. And I can tell because you have two of that. Sorry, I didn't mean Dodge Daytona. Dodge Daytona is an RQ23. I meant the Ford Mustang Cobra, because this is also like a medium ground clearance lightweight car. It's just that the Nissan is just slightly better. So I see that you have two of these, and I can get why it used to be Blossom choice, but now, I mean, it's been a while since JPT. I took the Ford Mustang out, I replaced it with the Nissan, just slightly better. They're both the same RQ. I mean, effectively one is American, one is Japanese, but they kind of operate in the same places anyway. So that's another uncommon, I would say, that is, you know, in your top three. Like if I had to choose, then probably the Nissan EXA Sunny Turbo, as well as the Alpha that we said at the start. Like, I think those are the three cars that you could really pay attention to, because I feel like for your upper, you know, upper echelon or higher RQ1 commons, you got most of the big ones maxed already. Once again, guys, for everyone tuning in for this, I guess, garage showcase, not much of a review, more of a showcase and a review. There isn't much to say. It's just, you know, have a look at all the max uncommons. Definitely a lot more max uncommons than I have. A lot of these cars, like this one, the Audi Cabriolet, I actually do not have that. That's the only Enter the Black Forest uncommon that I don't have in my garage yet. I have the rest. That's the only one that I'm missing. I think I've dropped it like 1 or 2 times, but I sold it because it dropped at the wrong time. And when I mean the car dropped at the wrong time, it means that I was already working on too many fuse cars. Like, I was already upgrading too many cars at the time, and I didn't want to add it to the list because, you know, it was just too much of a heavy financial investment in terms of top drives. That's how I think, man. That's how I think. Here's the car that I never see max as well, the Bristol Britannia, 6.380. I mean, yeah, that's crap stats for an RQ20, but I mean, I get it, man. 150 plus miles per hour. Who cares, right? No MRA. But yeah, dude, we got 2 of the Mighty Boys. We got Saturn Skies, Twingos up in here. It's a big garage. I mean, one thing I gotta say, and I'm very, very proud of saying this. Now, for those that don't know, if you're tuning in for garage review for the first time, which I don't blame you, I've not posted a garage review video in a very long time. You have to be a patron, and not only a patron, you have to be like Martini tier and above. If not, I just don't have the time anymore. But like, honestly, like, this is just so nice to see because, and it feels good to say this because like Birdie has been a patron for literally years now. Not even like, not days, not months, years, right? And you know, since it's been in the server for so long, he always posts pictures of like every like good pull that he gets, or you know, if he has any questions on epics he wants to max or anything like that. And like, you know, throughout this few, you know, months, years, whatever, you see snippets of his garage in the server, but now you get to see the whole shebang. And like I said, you know, it's already slightly outdated because this video was sent to me 6 days ago. And yeah, we've had a whole damn update since that time, which is crazy. Now, another car that I want to maybe specify about, this is a very niche pick, but when it comes to very big garages like this, it really only comes down to niche picks. And that is the Mercedes-Benz 500 SL. Now, this one right here, I can tell right off the bat, it's 323. I mean, if you want, you can go drag spec on this. The handling on this thing is just so atrocious. There's no point to go 323. Now, I do believe that this is, 323 because it's a 6.00 to 60. I believe that my 500 SL is like 5.8 or something like that. But then again, like, there's no rush for you to max out the 500 SL. I just feel like the 500 SL 332 is the popular upgrade way to go. That being said, I feel like you won't even need to use a drag spec version of the 500 SL going forward anymore because it already had its dog day in 5th anniversary. This car I used non-stop in 5th anniversary, and yeah, after that I don't think we're going to be using it that much anymore. That being said though, I didn't max this car before 5th anniversary just because I'm a Mercedes collector and I love my classic Mercs. So yeah, man, I mean, that's just a very small niche pick. I just feel like if you want to get a second one, drag spec might be a decent way to go. And then the next thing on my list is the RQ32 Lancia Fulvia. Just a very fantastic car that I wanted to point out. Very, very beautiful, very light, one of the best handling cars for its RQ. If you want to get a second one, I would not be opposed to that, especially if I feel like there are going to be a lot of PL16 updates coming around, then maybe that would be a great RQ saver for you as well, if you want to put in some legendaries or any high range epics, which I know that you have. And then moving on, RQ34, if you are a saloon collector, pay attention to the saloon medium decent handling. That's literally all I wrote in my notes. Saloon medium decent handling. Well, you know what? I think I know which car I'm talking about. So when I see it, I'll see it. We're coming close to it because it is 34s and we are closing in on the A's. So here are the Fords, here are the Di Tomasos, the Caterhams, Alpha right here. Where is it? That's one. Yes, 75 6V. So yeah, this car is pretty decent, man. Medium ground clearance, 86 handling when you max it out, and it's a saloon as well. So that's one car that you could really look forward to, upgrading if you want to. Not lots of cars are saloon, medium ground clearance, rare, and handle very well. Most of the cars with those requirements are all from Amalfi Coast, literally. Like, a lot of the alphas just brought a lot of life to Italian rares and the meta in a whole. Like, it's really fun, and that's why I'm really focusing on PL16 upgrades, mainly on rares and super rares, because a lot of them just handle very well. A lot of them are medium ground clearance, and a lot of them are saloons, and I'm a saloon collector. So that's one thing to look at if you want to focus on that. Obviously, things to say about Birdie's Garage as well is he is a BMW collector, so be prepared to see a lot of BMWs in here. Obviously, he dailies a BMW, and he loves Peugeot as well, so that's cool for him. Alright, you're gonna see the high end, man. He's got Max Peugeot legendaries in his bad boy of a garage. Another thing that I want to talk about, one car that is a little surprising, I would say, is the RQ37 Alpha 156 2.4 JTD. This car just is a little bit of a dark horse. It doesn't handle as well as the Turbo Evolution, but it doesn't matter. Like, on paper, I would always think that the Turbo would be better just because it handles better, but the Alpha actually is the better car on both City Streets Medium compared to this Alpha. Also better on the twisty situations as well. It's even better in the City Streets Medium compared to the RQ39 Amalfi Coast Fiat, or whatever it's called, the weird looking convertible thing. So the Alpha 156 2.4 is actually quite impressive. I'll put a Top Drives record picture here just for comparison, but you can see that Alpha is actually pretty good. So definitely one car to think about maxing out as well. But that's all the notes that I have for Super Airs, really. So we'll just look at the rest of this. It's a very solid collection. I think when it comes to the higher end for every single rarity, most people will have the same cars because these are the best of the best. Yeah, this RQ39 Fiat, that's the one I was talking about in the corner of the screen over there. That 37 actually beats that 39 in the City Streets Medium, as you will see in the TDR picture. So alright, moving on to Super Airs now. I think the first thing that I literally wrote was just Max Atlas and 2 question marks. So yeah, I mean, you don't see a lot of this lying around. I feel like the only time I see a Max Atlas is in Val's garage. So yeah, that's cursed. That's pretty cursed. Then yeah, I mean, you got it maxed though. I mean, once again, I think it goes all the way up to epics, where you either have it maxed or nothing, and only the epics in Birdie's collection are 2 stars or 1 stars. But yeah, it's very, very nice. Once again, the variety over here is insane, and I gotta say, as with these garage showcase or garage review videos, they're only going to get longer and longer because people's garages are only going to get bigger and bigger because they're only just only adding more and more cars into the game. So the next thing I want to talk about is this Mini Cooper SD Clubman. Not the car in particular, but what it represents as a whole. And I'm sure you know this already, Birdie, but yeah, focus on your Christmas collection cars. That Mini is obviously Christmas collection. Christmas collection, I don't know. Will it come early? Will it come on time? Or will it come next year and come basically a month late, like the start of this year? Basically, I almost said last year, but actually no, because Christmas collection 2021 was actually January 2022. But yeah, focus on your new tags. So Year of the Rabbit, Christmas collection, now is the time, not only for Birdie but for everybody watching. It's time to focus on those future tags. That BMW right there, by the way, that 7 Series in the corner of the screen, that is a car that I've been looking for quite some time. I've never dropped it, not yet. I mean, I've only opened maybe 4 mil, I think about 4 million since PL16 drop, 4 or 5 mil, something like that. Yeah, I've not dropped the car yet. I would like that though. It's a very nice picture, very beautiful car. I'm a fan of that, you know, generation, whatever that generation is. I don't know BMW generations. The only thing I know right now is like what, G90, G80, F90, something like that. Ah, man, it's so confusing. I say that, and then like I think that the Porsche generations are super easy, like 992, 991, 996, 997. But I digress, man. The BMW ones just seem more confusing because the SUVs, they have different names. The sedans, it's just like I don't even know. But yeah, dude, look at this collection. I mean, there's not much to say about it. Usually garage, I feel like garage review is more useful when you have a smaller garage and like it's easier to find like the holes in here. I mean, one thing I can say is that you actually have a lot of key high-end super rares, Birdie, that are left stock. Like the Aston Martin DB3S, for example. Like, why is this so stock? Like, this was the first super rare I literally maxed during like the PL15 update with the rarity changes. This thing is so damn good. It retained its MRA when it used to be an ultra rare. The only reason why it went down was because the handling got cut, which, you know, doesn't make any changes to what this car represents because it's always been a dragster anyway from the 50s. It's a great car, man. You gotta drag spec that. I think there was one more car that I wrote in my notes. This one over here, the Mercedes G500, which got a picture change. So this is an old picture now, which is sad. But yeah, dude, those two cars you definitely have to max. Both of them drag spec. Some high-end American cars here, like the Chryslers as well. I mean, if you're an American collector, that'll be pretty decent for you to max out. But I know for a fact that Birdie is not an American collector. So yeah. Now the other thing here, Ranger Raptor is one of the biggest disappointments in the game. 4-wheel drive off-road tires, high ground clearance, and AT plus handling. You would think that it would be fantastic, but it's garbage. It's so disappointing, and I know that every car that you have locked, Birdie, are cars that you want to keep, but honestly I would unlock the second Raptor. It just doesn't provide anything. Like I'd rather just use the Ford Bronco any day of the week. Although the Bronco is 2 less handling, it's just a lighter car of a lower 0 to 60, and I don't know, the Raptor kind of just goes against everything I believe in. You know what I mean? It's kind of like me as a kid when my mom was trying to make me a Catholic. Yeah, I was just going against the script every, you know, step of the way. Because usually on paper, if you handle well and you're off-road, you're gonna be the better car. But that Raptor, man, is just, I don't know, something about it. Here's an interesting thing as well that I noticed. The BMW X5 4.4, RQ51, right? This was before PL17. That car went up to RQ52 with no stat changes. It's RQ52 now in update 17.0 in the lock-to-lock, and I really don't understand why. I think honestly it should be an RQ50, not an RQ52. So it just goes to show, like, that BMW just goes to show that Hutch, they still don't really know what they're doing with RQs half of the time, but it's a lot better than what it used to be. Like a lot of cars kind of perform where they should now. But yeah, I cannot agree with that BMW. That was just a pretty interesting observation when I was looking through the garage. Once again, guys, everything that you hear stock, once again, these are locked cars, so these are cars that Birdie is going to end up, you know, fully upgrading. And obviously he's a collector, so obviously he wants to have all of these cars as well. Mercedes G63, a lot of people always ask me if they should go 969 or 996. Personally, I went 996 for my own. I think I get more value that way. I mean, at the end of the day, 64 handling is nothing anyway. It's seriously nothing. Just capitalize on that 5.90 to 60 and take it as a quarter-mile car, because it doesn't have MRI and it doesn't even have a top speed. 100 is nowhere near good enough, but the 0 to 60 is the only saving grace about the 6x6, and that's why we go 996. Quarter mile hill climb, that's it. I wouldn't use it for anything else. If they ever made, like, what is it, Japanese, like, long drag, short drag, whatever it's called again, in off-road conditions, then yeah, it might be decent for like the off-road section, and that's about it really. Then the rest of the other things that I want to talk about, nice 996 Civic Type R. I think we passed that, right? Civic Type R is RQ54 now. Let me see if I can find, this car right here, the Honda Civic Type R, is very, very useful, and I think a lot of you guys would have realized in yesterday's event with front-wheel drive performance tires. It's a very niche car, and it's a car that you definitely want to drag spec. Not for the first one, but you definitely want 2 or 3. I would go 233 the first, 332 the second. 4.4 of 180 miles per hour for a top speed is kind of unprecedented for front-wheel drive Japanese cars. And once again, I'm just giving advice to you guys watching right now, not so much to Birdie, because Birdie doing that already tells me that, oh yeah, he knows what he's doing. And that's the thing, Birdie knows what he's doing. He is a veteran player. Is this garage better than Sauber's? I guess we'll have to find out. I don't know. I know Sauber is Sauber is an Italian god. I want to showcase Sauber's garage one day. Maybe the next garage that I should showcase is Sauber's. Birdie and Sauber must always come together. It's like honey and mustard. Honey and mustard? Yeah, honey and mustard. Or ketchup and mustard if you are that kind of person. I do not put ketchup on my hot dogs. I don't even put mustard on my hot dogs. So yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, comment down below if you are a person that would do such a sin as putting ketchup on his hot dogs. I would never do that, honestly. No, I wouldn't do mustard. Why are we talking about hot dogs? Next thing I want to talk about, oh yeah, get another RQ57 Suzuki Ignis. We already passed RQ57, but that's completely fine because this video is already 21 minutes long, and I don't want to, make it too long of a video, man. But yeah, we'll just keep on going, man. I mean, everything that you see here. Now, one thing that I want to talk about, 2 Peugeot 306 Maxi stock. Birdie already told me that he's already maxed them. Don't worry, okay? In the video, they're stock, but he's already maxed them. So yeah, don't roast him in the comments for those 2 stock cars. He's already got it sorted out. Really, I just looked at my OBS and we're already 21 minutes in. Also, Birdie, please max out your BMW M5. Please. You're the BMW man. You're the BMW man, and you don't even have that touch. How? But anyway, we move on to Epics over here, guys, and I don't have much to say about Epics, really. The only note that I put down is that to pay attention to his RQ65 to 69s, right? He's got a lot of crap in here. And this is the one thing. This is why I cannot be a collector in top drives. I cannot have a garage that looks like this. I'm not roasting Birdie. I'm not roasting you by any sense. It's just that, to me, this is ugly. Like, everything that you see here, the freaking Acuras, the Audis, the Bentleys. I can't, dude. I can't. I feel obliged to fuse them away. So that's the one thing that, the life of a collector that I could definitely never do. But yeah, like I said, man, RQ 65 to 69, all locked in stock. This is signs of either a collector or signs of a whale. Also, Baby Bertha, Christmas collection last year. I never got that. And one card that I would pay attention to maxing out pretty soon, Birdie, if I can, is the RQ75 Lotus. Where is it? RQ75 Lotus from Year of the Rabbit. There it is, right here. Yeah, the GTE road car. Yeah, just to let you know, it's Year of the Rabbit now. You have it at 2 stars. So if you're looking for an epic that you want to finish, that Lotus would be a good one. That would be my opinion, to be fair, because it's so close to being done. Who knows? That car might already be done. It's just that you didn't put in the cash upgrades. That might be the case. Nice Hellcats as well. I mean, I always love myself a Hellcat. But yeah, man, it's a very, very solid collection of cars. I see that you also have a 323 DS numero 9. Some people try and go 233. But unlike the Jaguar I-Pace, for the DS numero 9, you want to stick with 323. Jaguar I-Pace, I got both of mine 699. Birdie has one 699 and one 969. You can tell from the top speed difference of 135 to 138. Personally, I feel like if I got a third one, maybe I'll go 969. But I feel like I get more value out of 699 than 969. Even though when you check on Top Drive's records, putting both these cars together in 2 different tunes is a bit of a 50-50. But even though it's a bit of a 50-50, the 50% of the track sets that the 699 I-Pace wins on, those track sets seem to be more common, if that makes sense. So that's why I went 699 on both of mine. But anyway, those are the epics. And now we move on to legendaries. Now, legendaries, the main question that people always ask is what legendary to max out. And usually, when I want to answer this question, I want to look at the weakest point in your garage. I want to check the versatility. If you have max legendaries for low RQ, medium RQ, high RQ, performance tires, off-road tires, medium ground clearance, all-surface tires, everything, right? Drag, twisty spec, everything. But Birdie kind of has it just sorted. Like, he knows what he's doing, okay? Like, he's got the Acura DNX, that's got the 4-wheel drive. He's got the Subaru Legacy, right? That's twisty. He's got the Ford GT90, that's fast. And they're all lower RQ, and obviously he's got higher RQ cars with the Cadillac 16 max out as well. So do I. The only legendary, and I know I'm very, very biased towards this car, but I genuinely think that this is the only legendary that I feel like maybe you should really focus on right now. The Mitsubishi Lancer Evo 8, okay, the FQ400, because the only thing that I see missing over here is like a 4-wheel drive performance tire, medium ground clearance legendary that you don't have. You got legendary max outs of off-road tire cars. Check this out. Peugeot collector right here. We literally just won this car from 5th anniversary, and he's got it maxed out 2.397. That is a sexy looking stat on a very decent looking car. I almost said sexy looking car, and that would have been a lie. I do not like Peugeots, but yeah, I mean, he's got everything, man. There's a Peugeot Quasar as well, 2.498. Another maxed out. I mean, how many maxed out legendaries does Birdie even have, dude? Peugeot Oxia 3.097, a very, very strong car. Some people might even argue going 332. I'm not sure. Is that 332? I don't think so. I think it's I don't think that's 332. I think that's probably not 332, but that's a car that people would 332. Yeah, Aventador Roadster, I believe this is for the Jesko, I think. No, sorry, not Jesko. Yamera. Has to be for the Yamera. I remember this one very fondly, the 911 RSR, because he pulled this on the same day I pulled Muller, I believe. I maxed out Muller, and he also pulled, and he maxed this out as well. 2.5108. Very beautiful car. Amazing MR in that bad boy as well. And yeah, here's the Jesko, the Bentley EXP, great car. Lamborghini Urus. This is prize guard territory now, so we're going to see the best of the best. Maxed out XJR9, Peugeot 908 HDI FAP, Volkswagen IDR, Max 905B, and a Max 208. Like, at this point, I don't even need to say, oh, go max your IDR, because nobody gives a shit about that anymore when you have a T16 Pikes Peak. So yeah, dude, this is a very, very big garage. And before we start again, I want to show his wish list, because he was showing his wish list at the start. So as you can see over here, these are cars that he just doesn't have. And as we mentioned earlier, Birdie is a collector, right? So all those super rares and below are just cars that he doesn't have. Obviously the BMW 420, nice, is a ridiculously strong car. And then everything else up here are just the Peugeot prize cars, right? So Peugeot 205, last time we saw this in the shadows. Last time we saw Peugeot 405 T16 was 2019. This is a very, very old car. It needs to come back, Hutch, okay? Let's see, Lancia Delta as well, that's really good. Yeah, I think a lot of people are looking forward to the Audi S1, the Mercedes. Now, I know that it hurts Birdie that he's not won the 208 WRX, but I hope, Birdie, if you're watching, you can find some solace in knowing that the 208 WRX, and yes, I'm going to say it, is not even that good. I've said this in the prize car review episode. It's still good, but it's not the same level of how I would rate the Alfa Romeo 164 Pro car, the Volkswagen IDR, or the Peugeot T16 Pikes Peak. Why? Because the WRX is all surface tires, and everybody wants to know, and everybody knows, not wants to know, but everybody knows that when it comes to the off-road meta, you want off-road tires instead. So yeah, WRX is a super versatile car. You can use it in the wet, dry, and off-road, but it won't be. It's a jack of all trades in terms of terrain, really. Master of none. So yeah, man. I mean, I'd rather that you. What I'll say is this: I'd rather win the Volkswagen IDR over the 208 WRX, or I'd rather win the Peugeot T16 over the 208 WRX rather than vice versa. You know what I mean? Just trying to find a silver lining for you. But anyway, guys, that's going to be it for today. That was indeed Birdie's Garage. Once again, guys, if you want a garage showcase like this or a garage review, you gotta join the Patreon, and it's not even any tier anymore. I know some people might be mad. It used to be every tier, ain't every tier anymore. Guys, I spend so much time on this. I write notes and everything, and like, yeah, I ain't got time. If I got a lot of Patrons now, to be fair. So if you really want an in-depth garage review, it's gotta be like, I think it's like Martini or above, or it might even be Corvette and above. But anyway, guys, that's gonna be it for today. Remember to stay safe, wash your hands, and once again, man, shout out to Birdie. Thank you for supporting my channel. Thank you for showcasing your garage, and thank you for waiting. Absolute beastly garage. I think the only way to end the video is to end with the best cars that you got. All right, so let's just end with the best cars over here. We're gonna wrap it up on about 30 minutes. I want to see if I can get the top 8. I gotta time it right though. I gotta time it right. One more, right? There's only 2 more cars left, right? Oh wait, no, there's 2 more. There we go. All right, so top 8: Yamera, Pikes Peak, 905, 918, IDR, Sesto Elemento, Benito, Aventador. Is this the best garage from the Netherlands? I don't know. I mean, for now it might be. So let me know. If you want to challenge that, let me know down in the comments below. I think Salber would have something to say about that. But anyway, I hope you guys have a great day. Oh, not only Salber, but Jakob as well. Yeah, I mean, he stays there, but he's Danish. So he could count as the best garage in Denmark. Anyway, hope you guys have a great day. I'm going to stay safe, wash your hands, and blossom out. Peace.
Bro, this song just makes me so happy.
Me too.
Imagine being Asian in the 50s, looking nifty, leather jacket, looking sleek, look like Presley, look so deadly. Got a jukebox back at home, feeling jazzy, turn it on and play it slow, like the movies with the ladies.
They so fine.
Imagine being Asian in the 50s, looking nifty, leather jacket, looking sleek, look like Presley, look so deadly. Got a jukebox back at home, feeling jazzy, turn it on and play it slow, like the movies with the ladies.
They so fine.
Sit back, relax in my